So I've been browsing Steam day in and day out looking for games that stand out to me in some way, and there's a game that caught my eye called FEROCIOUS. FEROCIOUS caught me by surprise just by the graphics alone because I had seen clips online and I had seen the store page, and it is just phenomenally gorgeous. It is beautiful. Games with a lot of foliage and heavily condensed jungles and whatever, however, they always catch my eye because it's one of the hardest things to really do correctly in a game. Over many years, you guys remember seeing trees and them just being an X made out of two different images and all kinds of horrible foliage. So when a game like this makes a vast jungle look good, it's surprising, especially coming from an indie dev. And I really had no idea what I was getting into because I seen the first cover photo that's in a jungle, and then I seen this clip that's been going around of this guy looking off this edge, and it's this vast jungle in the distance, and there's a big dinosaur flying from a cliffside. And when I seen that, I had to try this game out by any means necessary. I don't care how much it costs, I don't care what I had to do, I had to try the game out. But when I found it on Steam, I scrolled down and was immediately met with a blank page saying, oh, upcoming release. When I read upcoming release, I get just shattered because honestly, this day and age, that could be 6 years or 6 months. So I kind of just wishlisted it and forgot about it. There's another million other games in my wishlist that I'm just waiting on, and I wasn't going to waste my time waiting on this one either. But in less than a day or two after I added it to my wishlist, I got a notification on my Steam store saying demo release, and I clicked on it and it was FEROCIOUS. That being said, I did have really low expectations because when I read demo, again, I basically read, okay, I'm going to get 30 minutes of walking around in a diet version of the game. I'm going to get to try out 1 or 2 different features of the game, and then, it's going to tell me, okay, get off, because I'm used to Xbox 360 demos. But this was one of the most surprising things I've ever tried out. This demo is a quote-unquote demo because it is fucking massive. You get to experience most of the game in this. There's no cap to how long you play, and there's really no cap to how far you can go, and it's not a different version of the game, it's just the game. I played for roughly 3.5 hours today, and I still have a lot to do in the game and can do it. There's no limiter, at least I have found. I love when games give you this freedom where you can go as far as you want in the demo, and I'm not saying every game should just give you the game for free in the demo version and you never have to buy it, but when something like this is an upcoming release and they really want to get their game out there, I really can appreciate a company being proud of what they made and giving you time and hands-on with their product so you can determine whether you want to buy it or not. And another thing that does is it showcases the core mechanics of the game very well, and it also showcases the entire game when you get a really long time to put into it like I have. You can get really far into the game, so do beware. When you're playing this demo, there's really no cap. I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's definitely an interesting story and you can start progressing it in this demo. So if you download this for yourself, just keep that in mind. Also keep in mind that, to be fair to them, it doesn't showcase how the game is going to be in the long term. Obviously, when it's fully finished, it's going to be a lot less buggy, I'm sure, because it can be a buggy mess at times as of right now, and it could definitely use some things changed, like some of the physics. Attention, sorry. That's not a pleasant sound. And, there's a bunch of different things that are issues, but I'm not going to talk about many of the issues today because, again, that's not really what I want to showcase. This game is fantastic. It's a demo. This demo at least shows you everything that they're working towards, and, again, their hard work shows. So I wanted to go through and tell you everything that I found about the game that I found fantastic, and first off, the gunplay. I would compare this handling to something like Ready or Not with a little bit less of that sluggish feeling that Ready or Not has, but only slightly less. It's definitely going for that realism kind of feel, and it just fits really, really well into this game and the style they have for it, because this game is this mixture of like a million different games into one. I would say the actual core heart, bread and butter of how you go through and interact with the story is something like Far Cry, because you're going from compound to compound, having to get certain keys and certain different things so you can get to the next area. I would say it pulls from Ark because it has a bunch of dinosaurs and prehistoric animals and whatever else, so that's really cool in itself. I would say the actual combat itself feels like something between Ready or Not and maybe a little bit less of a milsim. People were saying it's more of like a Tarkov style of game, but I just don't feel that because obviously it has healing and stuff, but it's not that realistic, and you don't have a bunch of weird stuff like that. It's a survival game. I'd even say the survival part is a little bit more like Rust. They featured a lot of different guns in this demo, such as the MP7, the MP5, the AUG, multiple variations of the M4s and AKs, and that impressed me a lot because, again, you get to see how many guns are going to come with this game. I'm sure even more when they fully release the game. They even have multiple shotguns like Abnormal Pump, and personally my favorite, the KSG. That is my favorite shotgun of all time because of Black Ops 2, and I can't can't believe I got to use it in this game because it's super fun to use in a mill sim. The guns also have plenty of customization you can add on by using scrap. You can find around the map and make like red dots, muzzles, pretty much anything you can think of. You can remove the stock, put a new stock on. And again, I'm pretty sure much more when the game actually releases because it already had this in the demo. The game also impressed me with the fact that it had this armor system where you can take the skin off of big bugs and use it as armor. That is extremely useful because I feel like I got shot like 10,000 times before I was in any real danger because of the armor, and it just carried me through a lot of the situations I was in. But I'll get into that a little bit more later. Something that stood out to me, and I always talk about in these games where you're like alone, is the world feels very alive. I hate when a game feels like a glorified sandbox where stuff spawns in front of you and it just kind of feels like you're on this rail that go through and you're looking at it like some kind of theme park where things just pop up, show off, and then they leave. It's like they're not actually there. They're not interacting with the world. They're just in front of you. And in this game, yeah, it is a little bit unfinished with the AI, but it really feels like they're alive. They're roaming around when you're not around kind of thing. There is a lot of animals and different dinosaurs to see as well because there's all kinds. There's these little dinosaurs that are running around. There's small spiders, but also there are massive ones. There's these ugly ass crab looking things that I think are a camel spider in real life, but I could be wrong. It almost looks like something in between a camel spider and like a lobster. That shit is ugly, bro. They die easily, and I'm thank God for that. And their skin is actually what you use as the armor, like I mentioned before. And this is just the starting area. When you start getting later into the game and the further you get into the map, there are all kinds of dinosaurs and other prehistoric animals. Personally, I've gunned down way too many little small raptor-like dinosaurs. Oh, nah. My fault. I do not know the names of them, but they should not run at me and try and hurt me. I did shoot one Triceratops because I am a horrible person. See, that was not my brightest idea. Fucking, I gotta go down there too. But I did make up for it. I became friends with one way later. Oh, so we chill and shit. Oh, hell yeah, I'm gonna ride you into battle, twin. And then I led him to death, so. Oh, they're really rattling them off. Not my dinosaur buddy, bro. Oh. He's gone. Yeah, that wasn't great. I've seen some herbivore-friendly guys that, you know, they're probably the coolest part of the game because you can get up really close to them and get to see them without getting absolutely mauled. Speaking of getting mauled, I got mauled by a T-Rex for one part of the game, but that was like a 30-second snippet. Do I pop a shot and make him run? Or do I pop a shot and piss him off? Because what direction is this going to take? I'm just going to have to gamble. Get under the fucking... Get in the ting! I was running for that off the rip. What a moron. Idiot, dog. I ran for the hole in the first place. No diddy. Come on, dude.
Holy fuck. Shit.
I know you didn't drop him to eat my little ass. And I don't ever want to see them again. I am terrified of it. Actually, the mission I'm on right now before I got off was a mission to go through a T-Rex infested area. So if I make a follow-up video about this game, keep your eyes out for that because I'll let you know how that goes. Not really excited for that, but I'm sure it'll be really fun, unironically speaking. The normal sized dinosaurs and stuff are killable, but they're still, you know, they're massive. Triceratops is damn near invincible for me because I shot like, I think 60 rounds or 90 rounds of AKs directly into its face, head, and all that. And obviously the back of the Triceratops thing is like bulletproof, which it wouldn't be in real life. It's just bone, but fuck it. I mean, hey, they make them strong. But my point of talking about all of this is just to show you that there's plenty of variety within the game. Even though it's a demo, they're able to have enough animals to show you all of them. And still, there's probably going to be more and more and more and more later on into the game. It makes the map feel very lively and it just doesn't feel like just bland, man. Again, if you play an indie game like this, you can kind of understand where I'm coming from, where it just feels like a sandbox where these creatures are just thrown into to them. It doesn't really feel like they're actually there alive or any type of on the map when you're not around. They're just always in front of you. But these you can actually interact with, and it makes them feel just real. Speaking of interacting with all the animals, one of my favorite features of this game is the fact that later on, as you progress, you unlock this communicator. You can scan dinosaurs and your character will command them. So if you need to open a door that you can't get around, the little baby dinosaurs will run up and fetch a stick out of the little thing that's holding it closed, and you can open a door. It's super cool and it's super cute too, because you can pick them up and bring them to where you need them to and let them go pick up keys. They can fetch stuff for you, which is really nice. There's even some places around the map that they make specifically for those little guys to get into that you can't get into, to get your rope, whatever else. It's like a little mini game. You can scan a triceratops and command them to run through walls for you if you need to, or defend against or run through enemies so you can have help. I didn't know that, so I kind of led mine to death, so I showed you that earlier, but I'm still not proud of it. I didn't know that he could attack for me. He attacked a few, but he just got shit on, honestly. And that in itself is one of the coolest features of this game. Like I said, being able to be friends with the damn dinosaurs and stuff kind of gives it this arc feeling. But again, it's unique in its own way. I really can't pinpoint any three of those titles, but it just pulls specific things from them in some way. And I like to at least give you something to, I don't know, have a basis off of, have some relativity. Also, if you're worried about traversing around this massive map, which the map is gigantic, I had to load into a new area, so there's at least 2 different maps that you can be on. There are vehicles from what I know. I know there are kayaks for sure, but I'm also sure that there will be other vehicles that you can have either later on in the game, but I have not progressed that far, nor do I believe it'll be in the demo anyway, but I'm sure it'll be after the demo that they would add more vehicles or some form of, again, riding a dinosaur or something like that. I'm not even really sure how far you can go in this demo, because I may be right on the verge of not being able to go any further, but so far, again, it's pretty open because I've put 4 hours into the game nearly. If you guys want to see more of this game, I'm sure I'll probably be streaming me trying to beat the game before it's even fully released, if they let me do that. No, for real though. I really do want to put more time and hours into this game before it's fully released, if they allow it. I want to get to the complete end of the demo, or again, however it's got to end. This game does need a lot of TLC, but I gotta say, it really, really impressed me. It's a fantastic time, and you can really tell where they're leading this. I was blown away by how amazing this game was, and that's why I really didn't want to talk about too much that was bad about the game, because everything that I was going to complain about it's very temporary. It's going to be fixed. It's the direct reason why they say it's a demo, a pre-test, a ground zero beginning before it's ever even released. So please, if you want to give this game a try for yourself, it is on Steam right now as a demo, and don't be too harsh with it. If there is bugs and issues, like I did have my game crash a few times, just breathe, be chill, be calm. It's going to have some bugs and stuff, but I'm sure you can get past that, and it's worth experiencing even with the issues. But I am going to wrap this video up. If you have any more questions about the game, just ask them down below in the comments, and I'm sure I can either give you an answer, or again, we can just discuss and see if we can get down to the bottom of it. If you want to discuss about the game, say what you liked about the game or whatever, however, feel free to comment as well. Some commonly asked things that I got in my stream is I'm not sure if it will come to console when it's released, and the only platform I've found it on right now is Steam. So if you're looking to play for it yourself, like I said, it's on Steam as a demo right now. But I wanted to go ahead and get those out of the way because I know that's something that got asked a lot in my TikTok chat. So just keep that in mind. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. That's it. Until next time, I hope you guys enjoyed.